and sisters, and all my saints and subs. Sergeant OCD here. Another day in the lab. I was going to go out to the site today, campsite today, and had a rough week. At work, I walked 15 and a half miles and sprained my ankle. Boots and concrete floors. It was just a rough time Monday when we had a power outage. So one of my subscribers has commented about my solar power 101 kind of videos. So I wanted to go a little bit deeper. Hasn't been that sunny, but even when it is sunny, I'm only getting 7.5 volts out of my solar panel. I mean, it's enough to run the fans, but not today. It has to be sunny to run the fans. So I think I'm going to have to buy a couple more switches because I want to switch it so it's battery power. And I still only have about 10.5 volts on my battery. So I want to add another panel here. And I want to double the current going to it so it actually does charge the battery and has enough juice to run the fans. So with that, I think what I'm going to do is cut these ends off and wire them together with one of my 18 gauge wires, because even the wires that they give you is 20 gauge. So I figured, I could just go ahead and use that 20 gauge, but I could be getting lost there. The higher the gauge, the less current's going to go through it. Again, that's why, your battery cables are very thick, lower gauge. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these off and show you how to do this after we do a little Bible study. So we left off at Revelation 4, where we just kind of went into the meat and potatoes of Revelation. So this is when it gets bad. And what everybody does say is that the saints will be caught up before then, will be raptured before then. And don't tell me rapture is not in the Bible. It's caught up. It's there's one of the translations says rapture. So I don't know. Everybody likes to poke holes in everything. They don't get their way, and they may even not know. Like, a lot of people don't like what the results of the election because the news badmouth Trump so much. Stay away from the mainstream news and listen to the real news. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. Revelation 5 starts out, the book with the 7 seals. I saw in the right hand of him, and this is John in heaven or in a dream. It's a vision. I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a book written inside and on the back sealed up with 7 seals. And I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, "Who is worthy to open the book and to break its seals?" And no one in heaven or earth, underneath the earth, was able to open the book or look into it. Now, this is that scene in heaven where there's 24 elders sitting around the throne. Then I began to weep greatly, because no one was found worthy to open the book or to look into it. And one of the elders said to me, "Stop weeping. Behold, the Lion that is from the tribe of Judah, the root of David, has overcome so as to open the book and its 7 seals." And I saw between the throne with 4 living creatures and the elders of the Lamb standing as if slain. The Lamb that got slain, who could that be? having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of God sent out into all the earth. And he came and took the book out of the right hand of him who sat on the throne. And he had taken the book of the 4 living creatures, and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb. Now, who was slain and is considered the Lamb? Could be Jesus. Each of one holding a harp and golden bowls filled with incense and the prayers of the saints. And they sang a new song. Yep, if you don't like singing now, you're going to hate heaven, because you probably won't get there if you don't like to. And they sang a new song, saying, "Worthy are you who take the book and to break its seals. And you were slain, and the purchase for God, and your blood, men from every tribe and tongue of people in the nation. You have made them to be a kingdom, a kingdom and the priests to our God, and they will reign upon the earth." Now, this is just starting what the vision John got in heaven. So, ideally, the church age is gone. We are in the church age now. So all the Christians, all the saints, will be removed. Look over there. Removed from the earth. So they don't have to go through the tribulation. That's that's a pre-trib view on it. I'm not going to tell you, what is what, because I don't know, But it's important that you do know that there's some rumblings, and there's only one event that's going to happen, and that is the rapture. So, I cut that off. How do I know what's positive and negative? Other than, remember I told you red's positive, black's negative. So I'm going to go ahead and put my meter on ohms, wherever it is. I've been having issues with meters, batteries on meters. This is a diode tester. Let's see if we got tone. We do not have tone on this one. So we're going to turn this one off. I think I got tone for this one. Somewhat of tone. Yeah, this black meter is an old meter, probably from the 90s. But it still works. Take care of it. So I'm going to go ahead and strip off a little bit of wire. A little bit more than that. Come on. Maybe not enough. Alright. So I'm going to strip a little bit of wire off that guy on there and go to ground on the outside of this. I have tone. So then I'm going to go to my positive. I have tone. So black is ground, red is positive. So that's going to help out when I'm outside putting this new panel up. So I want to prep these first, and then I'm going to put a panel up and go ahead and run a new wire of my 18 gauge wherever I put it. And it's probably in my bag. And then I'm going to wire this up, put these in parallel. I've already got that blue and white wire wired up. I'm going to use that to pull the wire through. So I'll be back, and I'm going to, after I install this other panel and wire it up. That I have this wire off. That's the wire I'm going to pull through. And then I have this cable, the plugs from the other solar panel. Just going to go ahead and cut these connectors off. Whenever you're working with DC or any power, always make sure that you cut the power. Because if you remember, like if you stick your finger in a light socket, not that you would or should, it allows you to let go. But if you touch DC, it will grab a hold of you because of the way the waveform is. The reason they call it alternating current is because it alternates between positive and negative. DC doesn't do that. You're getting hit with 12 volts constantly. That's not a big deal. You start raising the current, the amperage, that's a very big deal. As you can see that I'm not using my Kleins because it doesn't go down that far to this gauge. Been doing this for a long time. Know how to strip a wire without cutting all the rest of the wires. But do as I say, not as I do. So I'm going to twist those together. Twist those together. Now, I'm putting this in parallel. So, if I were to put this in series, I would basically hook up, and get this thing to stay, I would go ahead and hook up the red wire here, and then I'd have the solar panels in series, which will add the voltage and half the current. I think, I don't know why this is not going. If you do hear the bubbling in the background, I'm making more salve for pain because there's a pretty decent demand for it with all my friends. So I'm trying to keep the plantain alive in the greenhouse so I can have that through the winter. I've got three or four gallon jars. Dang it. Anyway, I'm going to do this. Go ahead and put the wire on and then run it this way. I'm going to pull from there to here. I'll get this ran and we'll get it going. Okay, so I have put these together. It took a little bit. I lost one for like 10 minutes, but I did find a switch, so I don't know what's going on with me. Ever since the VA gave me some medicine to get rid of my nightmares, I get these headaches. They're kind of like a migraine, but they're not a migraine. But they stop me from thinking. Like today I was in the store and I looked at this one thing and dyslexia came about and I read it wrong. And I'm like, what is a bowel tar? Towel bar. So I don't know what's going on. I got an appointment next week with my primary care. I'm gonna ask her about it. I just don't want any more drugs from the VA because the last one dumbed me down like that. Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and test this out. I'm gonna go ahead and tape these, and then I'm gonna run it through, attach it to this cable, run it all the way through. But I will be back. It's very simple to do. Hook all the reds together, hook all the blacks together, you know. We'll plug this in. It's already positive and negative, so because we tested this, center's positive, outside's negative, just like every other plug. But I'm gonna stretch this out because it's naturally formed to curl. So I'm gonna stretch this out when I go ahead and run it. I'll be back. And I'm still only getting like 7 volts. So could be that the panels are 6 volt, which that's very possible. So I'm going to have to go back out there and put them in series, because those are PC fans, and because I ran a 12 volt fan on it and it lit. So I mean, these are little issues that you're going to run into. But I'm going to hit the ground to the ground bus if I can find it. Come on, get in there. Should get in there. Come on, there we go. I'll let that go for a little bit. I got a case of the Dropsies. Yeah, I dropped that cable and it blended in with my air hose. And I'm like, okay, this is really strange, God, how it just disappeared. Walked away, came back, found it right away. So, anyway, now I've got 2 panels in series. We're just going to have to see how this battery fares. Yeah, electronics is kind of weird sometimes. Sometimes you just get stumped. But this is a very simple circuit. Got a glare on my meter, sorry. I got 1.8 volt. Wonder if I got something loading it down. Like my fan. Yeah, my fan was loaded down. I must have left my fan on. I'm gonna have to write what's on and off there on that switch. Anyhow, but yeah, it's not sunny out today, so that's what I was getting before, about 7 volts. So it should work. I've got to find my ammeter. It's just a regular ammeter, and it may not have enough current to even trigger it, because it was my dad's, and I'm not sure of the range for it. But yeah, like I said, I'm not feeling too well today. What happens is I start doing things, and then I start getting a headache. And once that headache starts, my arm goes numb, or my hand goes numb sometimes, and I can't concentrate, and I read things wrong. Problem is, last night I had to take my son home, and I was feeling it then. And it normally only goes a couple hours. Sometimes it goes a couple days, and we're in day 2 of it now. But I was able to get him home and then back. I got back safely. But these are things that happen, you know, in life. But that's not what today's about. Today's about doubling my current for solar panels. I'm hoping to get a sunny day so I can actually see 12 volts. If not, I am going to change out the panels with something larger, because I want to get 12 volts in here. I want to charge this battery. You know, it's up, like I said, 10.5 volts. And it's not enough. It should be charging at 13 volts. But it is trickling, so it is keeping the cells alive. That's what happens to a lead acid battery, is you don't use it for a while, the cells, they don't have any action in them, so they just kind of freeze up. Just like if you don't use your shoulder for a while, you hurt a frozen shoulder. That happens. I didn't use mine the correct way for a while, and it started to freeze. But I did PT on myself, and it's fine now. Yeah, I stocked up on some more fuel the other day because I used it from the summer. I've got enough food and water for at least 3 months, for 4 people. I'm probably still going to buy more. Stocked up on ammo yesterday. Place I went actually had a sale on it that wasn't even published. I got to the checkout and saved probably $24. So another blessing, just like the battery last week. So yeah, it's getting colder. So I'm trying to get these fans working to run them through here, to get heat in this side. I tried my kerosene heater, but the fumes are just too much, and it's just not good for you. I do have a propane heater that I got a tank that I just got to go pay for, a new tank or a different tank, and they might not take this one. It's pretty old, but I want to try that propane heater out and see what that does to an area. But my wood stove's got the place 70 degrees. It's 55 out today. The sun came out for a little bit. I was hoping to get that, but I didn't have it hooked up yet. Anyway, stock up. Keep your head on a swivel. It's dangerous out there. Make sure if you don't know what situation awareness is, make sure that you have it. Make sure you are able to discern whether it's a danger or not. Like I saw this guy was probably 75, 80, had 4 bags, both hands, and I'm like, he cannot defend himself. Somebody's going to grab that guy. So I went up and I asked him what was going on, and he was a little bit reluctant. And I said, "You can't find your car, can you?" He goes, "No." I said, "What kind of car is it?" He told me. I didn't see that car anywhere. Ended up, it was way across the other side of the parking lot after he hit his key fob and the alarm went off. I'm like, okay. And he goes, "Thanks for helping me." And I'm like, I said, only a Christian would help you, because people are not that nice anymore. So if you're not a Christian and you help people, great. You're on your way to being one. Because everybody's out for themselves. Anyway, God bless you. Take care. And I'll catch you all on the flip side.